because it's hard sometimes doesn't mean that you don't have to do.
So sometimes I prefer to deal with it fresh unless you're really angry.
Hey you guys, how you doing? Welcome back. Welcome back to Nicola Land and welcome back to another session of After You Say I Do. Now, I'm sure you remember those beautiful faces from before you say I do, giving us some great advice and things that we need to look out for before we say I do. Now, let's talk about after the I do. Listen, we've asked Daniel these questions. He was here with us last week. Today, we are asking this married couple, Lydia and David, what should we expect after we say I do? Now, before that, I want to ask you the individual question. Yo, what were your expectations, or what did you think? If not expectations, but what did you think marriage was going to be like before you entered into marriage? What were your preconceptions? What were your expectations, if you had any? What did you think it was going to be like? Or hope it to be like?
Well, I didn't really have like um those like you read those fairy tales and stuff. I didn't really have any rose-colored glasses to see. I just kind of had the expectations that I had was like that the love that we had before it would endure, and whatever difficulty we would have, I was hoping that that love would be able to enable you to fight, to work, to not give up, and that it would be a lasting marriage, despite maybe difficulties would arise.
Hello, everyone. Well, let me start off by saying, well, what you should expect when you get married is to gain some weight. Well, yeah. Besides that, well, I came into the marriage wanting or expecting that my wife would be like the proverbs say, very you know, but the wife should be,
Virtuous?
virtuous woman, right? That's what I'm looking for, and really to be able to take care, and not just of the home, but then on a holistic level. When I, I always tell her, my favorite part of the day is coming home from work and then getting to be greeted by her at the door. And that is, such a wonderful feeling that, you have somebody expecting or waiting or, you know, and it's a wonderful feeling, to have that kind of care and longing to see that person for the entire day. So somebody to come home to is really something that I always wanted, and I got that, and the more I got that, and a whole lot
Just to add, um, I always wanted somebody that was of, well, that's one of my things, somebody that had a strong mind. Because me myself, I know I have a strong mind, and I didn't. In that godly point of view, men supposed to be the leaders of the home. So I would want somebody with an even stronger mind than I have, stronger will and stuff than I have. Yeah, so I wanted that.
Yeah, after a lovely start. So you guys, these were the expectations before you got into marriage. You're like, listen, I want somebody to meet me at the door. I want somebody with a strong mind. I want all of this. You're not playing with your expectations. What is the reality of marriage? What is it a happily ever after? Is it what were you completely mentally prepared for what it was? What is the reality of marriage?
I'll go first. It is what you make it. Like I've heard it many times. It really is what you make it. You know, I've also heard people talking about that marriage is a whole lot of work. I mean, it's work, but then you get to enjoy it also. You get to enjoy the fruits of your labor. People always speak of it like that's all it is, it's work. But no, no. There are, moments where you just get to enjoy the effort that you've placed into this marriage. Um, you know, and it's continuous work up to that. Just now, there we had a little scuffle, but we get over it and we move on, and then so it really is what you make it, and um, if you're dedicated to go the extra mile to do what it takes, and you really have to have that strong mind like the both of us have to really you know go ahead and do what you have to do always. Sometimes when it doesn't feel good, you still have to do what you have to do. You have to you know work out the kinks, work out the pros and the cons. You have to always, uh, and well, if you have love, that makes it a whole lot easier, and you know, it works much better with love. Yeah.
Well, a lot of persons will maybe will probably say that we, I mean, we haven't been married long enough to talk about the reality of it too well because they would kind of say like it's still fresh, we're still fresh, but yeah, the reality of it is just that you will have to be like selfless sometimes, even though you're you feel you're in the right. Sometimes meet halfway, compromise. Um, yeah, a whole lot of um, when you're wrong, learning how to apologize, learning to apologize, even though sometimes it starts out in your teeth. But yeah, that's what it is to me. It has its ups and downs. It has its not even sometimes faced with just the two of y'all. You will meet difficult times, maybe outside the two of y'all, but sometimes you deal with it together. You see even the strengths of your partner when certain difficulties arise and things like that. So yeah, and maybe I need more questions because I am not really sure what more to say.
Right. So no, there's not a specific answer that I'm looking for, but I just want everyone to express what their reality is. And people might look at different levels of experience and years and stuff like that. And I do not discount that, but I do think that everybody has a contribution to make in terms of what the reality of marriage is for them. And I would find that some people have challenges from the beginning of their marriage, and some people have it perhaps when they go further down and stuff like that. So everyone encounters their challenges at different points and learn how to deal with their challenges at different points. So I wouldn't discredit what you have to say over maybe somebody that has more experience than you in terms of marriage. So you guys, I just want to see what points I really want to take away from. Oh, wow, you guys made a lot of points though. Love covers a lot. Love helps you cover a lot. You must be willing to admit when you are wrong, and that could be a tough thing. We just talk about saying that sorry, even if it's for your teeth, and David said about ironing out the scuffles, and sometimes I think it's easier said than done. But then when the reality of it is that I just want to ask you one question. I didn't ask this question to Daniel, but I want to ask you the question in terms of when you were dating, was it easier to iron out scuffles and to forgive or get past the challenges when you were like living separately and you were dating and things were still fresh? Was it easier then than it is now or not? And if so, why?
I don't know. Kind of thinking back, some maybe some people would say easier, and maybe some people would have the experience easier because you're all like, don't I things fresh, don't want to lose the person and whatnot. But I kind of think mine kind of balancing out itself because like, okay, before you would deal with it. And David and I, sometimes we would have to deal with those things over the phone because we we weren't that close together. We wouldn't see each other so often. But to me, you're in the same house. I don't like, even though to me, two of us in a house, and I come from a big family. If I'm not speaking with you, so I want to do that and finish with it. Even sometimes I'm angry. And with me, the more I stay with it, the more like I will want to stay with it and dig it in. So sometimes I prefer to deal with it fresh unless you're really angry and you don't want to say things you that you can't, like, in anger. So you let a little time pass. But um to me it's kind of the same for me in dealing with it.
Admittedly, it was for me a bit easier because I believe like now, well, we tend to grow into a certain relationship that, I believe she knows enough about me now rather than before. Maybe she didn't maybe know that would affect me. So I would, you know, okay, get over it. That happened. So especially like we said, guys, and and so now there's a higher expectation to for well, in my case, for her to do what's right by me. But then so it's easier for you to have that high expectation and for it to be crushed than before, where your expectation was maybe a little bit lower, or you don't think she knows you well enough. But all of these things come with time. You think because of your experiences, and it shouldn't happen, but it does happen sometimes because of differences in personalities. But regardless of the fact whether it's harder or whether it's easier, I mean, nothing good comes easy. So you have to, because it's hard sometimes, doesn't mean that you don't have to do it. You have to sometimes swallow your pride. Sometimes, you just have to do what you have to do what it takes.
Sometimes you have to do what you have to do. Y'all, thank you, thank you, thank you. We're not making this video extra long. I think the viewers have gotten the point. It is marriage is a great thing. It is what you put into it. Love helps you get over the nicks and the crannies. There will be nicks and crannies that you have to iron out, but then you guys just come ready to forgive, come ready to love, come ready to iron it out. And like Lee just said, sometimes if you need a moment so you could like not lash out in anger, take that moment and let your anger fade away a little before you deal with the situation. Different people deal with things differently. And I'm so happy that you guys are willing to share your experience with us and to tell us what the reality of marriage is, at least from your perspective. Thank you guys so much. David and Lydia, and to our YouTube family. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that you will hear and you got some great information. Thank you for listening. Bye.
Bye.